What's going on, College Football 26 fans? EA just dropped the deep dive for Dynasty Mode, and while we can't just read everything from the gridiron notes, I'm gonna do one further, and we will be breaking down some of the top things I know you missed in the trailer. Let's go. All right, guys, so I know you watched the deep dive trailer for the Dynasty Mode, and the news feed is really saturated right now on YouTube with a bunch of creators, I would say, talking about the same thing. In this video, though, we will be breaking down some of the things that we may have missed, but we'll get into all of that. Make sure you watch the entirety of this video. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel and you want to know more about College Football 26 or Madden 26, I'm covering all of that. And I also dropped some fire concept videos for presentations, so definitely want to make sure you're subscribed to the channel. All right, let's talk about coaching experiences, okay? While real coaches were a huge reveal, the nuance of their progression are even more impactful in my opinion, okay? Beyond simply leveling up your coach, EA has introduced minimum coach levels required to unlock certain archetypes, and the cost for advancing those archetypes now scale. This isn't just about grinding XP, it's about making intentional choices from day one. These subtle changes force you to strategize your coach's growth early on, directly impacting your long-term program building. It's a crucial detail that was easy to miss amongst the excitement of the real coach names. All right, next let's talk about the expanded complexity of player and recruiting dynamics. All right, everyone's talking about dynamic deal breakers, but here's the crucial nuance. Highly talented players might still demand playing time, even if it's not something explicitly listed as a deal breaker. What's more, your coach's abilities can directly impact these dynamic deal breakers, providing strategic advantages in recruiting. This is a huge roster management tool that they've added into Dynasty Mode. You can't just ignore playing time for your 5-star quarterback now because it's not something that's listed as a concern for him. And the fact that your coaches can mitigate these demands adds a critical new layer to staff hires. They also added some additional features around location-based recruiting. This is a subtle but massive shift in my opinion that simulates authenticity around your recruiting challenges. So for smaller programs, it means you can be more effectively dominant in your local region, as you'll spend fewer hours on visits. For powerhouses, national recruiting will require a more significant allocation of your precious recruiting hours, forcing smarter resource management on a national scale. Now let's talk about gameplay and customization depth. Beyond the core Dynasty loop, the game introduces intricate gameplay and customization elements that enhance long-term play. We all know about wear and tear, but now every player has a seasonal health pool that, once depleted, means you can't just bounce back into the off season. This fundamentally changes roster management. All right, you're not just managing fatigue in a single game. You'll need to strategically route players throughout the entire season to keep them healthy for the long haul. This adds a little bit more depth in those auto substitution situations, giving you a little bit more control without having to pause the game, and you can make these changes while in game. So I think that's pretty cool. Another feature that they added was custom conferences, essentially highlighted around the protected opponent's lifeline. So custom conferences are back, obviously, and they come with a highly requested feature. It's protected opponents. This new option allows you to ensure certain annual matchups actually happen between two teams regardless of the divisional changes. This is a massive win for rivalry preservation. No more losing your annual grudge against, your biggest rival just because you shuffled the conference alignments. You can now guarantee those iconic matchups, adding significant replayability and narrative to your custom dynasties. Another thing that they added that I think was kind of subtle that not a lot of people was paying attention to was the formation subs. Highly anticipated return of formation substitutions. It's great news, but here's a crucial detail you might have missed. These custom packages now persist season to season. Okay, this is a huge quality of life improvement for those of you who love the meticulous setup of your offensive and defensive packages. You won't have to redo all that hard work every single season. You said it once, and there it is for your entire dynasty, making long-term management much more streamlined and enjoyable. Another feature that they added into Dynasty Mode is cross-play. So now, no matter if you have PlayStation, Xbox, PC, you're able to play with all your different friends. Definitely a highly requested feature that they added into Dynasty Mode. I know that you guys probably already caught that, but that's something I wanted to add into this video. Really, really cool feature. Finally, let's look at a couple of subtle but impactful details from the broader gameplay deep dives that directly affect the dynasty decisions. Okay, while not explicitly a dynasty Dynasty menu feature in the deep dive. Recent gameplay deep dives confirmed that quarterback height now matters. So shorter quarterbacks will now have a reduced vision in collapsing pockets. Additionally, block steering gives you a manual control over offensive lineman paths. This gameplay change directly influences Dynasty decisions. A shorter quarterback, even with high ratings, might be a liability, all right, in certain schemes. And the new blocking steering adds a layer of skill to offensive line play, making those big linemen even more crucial for opening holes and protecting the quarterback. These are some subtle yet incredibly impactful details that EA Sports has packed into College Football 26's Dynasty Mode. They truly show a commitment to depth and realism, authenticity that we've been asking for in a football game, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. But I want to know what details you guys noticed that others may have missed. Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video for all things College Football 26. I'll catch you on the next one.